Hi, welcome back. In this class, we'll look into one more way of passing the parameters that is called named parameters. So far, we covered positional parameters and also we covered variable number of parameters. In this class, we'll see the named parameters and also we'll see the passing of the mixed parameters, means a mix of all these three. Let us start with an example. I got an example here ready. This is an example of a passing the parameters. Here, the passing the parameters by names. Each parameter has a name: apple, 100, banana, 144. These are these are more like a key value pairs, just like a dictionary. We are passing a dictionary here. These are key value pairs. The name, these are called named arguments, named parameters. Each parameter has a name. Here, this is more like a dictionary, and this is how we process. Um, the argument here is star star k args, kw args, keyword args. Of course, you can put any name here. Let us see how to process this. So we got a dictionary, more like a dictionary, and let us find the purpose of this function is to find the total of all these fruits. So here we got a count as 0 variable, and then we are looping through this uh, dictionary. Then we says for we get two key and values right from the dictionary, so fruit and count, and in k args, and it has a we have a method called items. The items method will give both uh, key and value, so we are using that method to get fruit and the get the key and value, and we are printing the fruit and we are printing the key and value basically, and we are counting where we are finding the count, the total count through this variable, whereas we are adding to this variable, and finally we are returning count. Okay, let us see what will be the output. Here we are calling that function, and we are passing as a dictionary the about 5 items, and finally we are printing out the total. Let us see what is the output we get. If we execute this, you see that we got these. This is from inside the body of the function. Here we are printing fruit and count. So here it while iterating through that dictionary, first it printed banana as 144, because this is dictionary is an unordered collection. So it randomly prints banana as 144 and grapes as 200, apples as 100. So finally we got a total fruits as 556. Okay, that is the way we can pass named arguments as a dictionary. It's more like passing a dictionary to a function. We are getting a dictionary, and we have to look through the dictionary and do all the processing. And also let us improve this output. Let us improve this output. Let us say mm, we want to put a kind of a format this output. We can use some the format methods we learned while learning the string objects. I'll just say here, instead of printing here, I'll say um, I'll create a variable called print string. You can give any name, but this will be more meaningful. I'll say print string. I will format the string first before printing, and then I'll create a placeholders. You know the placeholders. I'll have two placeholders, one for the fruit and one for the number on the count. I'll say I'll have a space of 20. The width I'm taking as the first as 20, and the second one as 10 characters. The number as 10 characters. So I got the string. On that one, I'll apply format. I'll call the format method, right? And then I'll pass the fruit and the count. Simple. Fruit and count. Instead of printing, instead of printing like this, let us see what we get right now. So we are formatting the print string. Let me copy this, and we have to just print this string. We have to just pass that string to the print function. And if you execute this one, let us say if you execute this, let us see what we get. See, so everything nicely lined up. This bananas, this fruits taken up to 20 spaces, and after that it is the count, the number of fruit items. Only thing is in last, this is not lined up. Let us use the same technique here. We can say, let me copy this. I'll just copy this one and this whole thing. I'll apply it here for the print instead of I will apply directly to the print. I'll copy it here, right here. Instead of I have to just say total fruits. I'll just say total fruits instead of fruit, right? And here it will be tot. I'll remove this one. How about this? So this is our print, the way we want. We are specifying the format, and to that we are applying this format. And this is a string basically. To that we are calling the format method, and we are passing the two variables. One is a string. We are passing two items. One is string and total. Let us see what we get now. If I execute this, say it's better now. There's total fruits and 556. But one thing we can do, we want to separate this. We can put a space here. We can put a print statement, or we can put a line. We can say print. Let us put a line. I'll say star dash and use the repetitive operator. Let us say 20 plus 30 is good. If you put that on, let us see what we get. We're just printing a line in between these items and the total. And if I execute this, say this is better. So this is how to format. When you're writing a small programs like this, and make use of everything you learned so far, that will be helpful for speeding your learning process. That is about passing the named arguments, named parameters. And then let us see one function to pass mixed parameters. Instead of typing, I'll just copy that function. And I will explain the function. I'll say this one. So here is our function, just my function, and it takes three types of parameters. The first positional parameters, followed by variable number of parameters, and finally is a named parameters. And here this is our call, my function call. Okay, here we are passing the first three, because it is expecting 3. That's why I'm saying the first 3 are positional parameters. After that, it is till it goes to dictionary, till it goes to named arguments, all that are variable number of parameters. So that is let us see what we get here. Let me call this. Let me execute this. I got 60, 110, and 60. What I'm doing is I'm summing up each type of parameters. I'm summing up the positional parameters and putting within a list. These are the positional parameters. These are variable number of parameters, and these are named parameters. Well, let us see what we are doing in the function. And here we I created three variables, some 1, some 2, and some 3, and I assigned a 0 to all of them in the beginning. And the sum one is the positional parameters is simple, n1 plus n2 plus n3. And the uh, second one is a variable number of parameters. I loop through this arcs. I loop through arcs and find this second sum, that is sum 2. And finally, the third one, I loop through this dictionary, KW arcs, keyword arcs, and by using the method on that items, I get sum 3, that is the value, key and value, right? I total all the values, and then finally I put all these three variables inside. I create a list object, and I put these three inside, and I create a list object. This sums is a list object, and I'm returning the sums. Very simple function, just to demonstrate how to use the mixed type of parameters. So this example has all the three parameters: positional, variable, and named parameters. And also the order is important. Whenever you are using this one, it has to be first start with positional parameters, and then variable number of parameters, and then finally the named arguments. We covered the most of the features of functions in Python, and in the next class we'll see something called iterator functions. Okay, thanks.